Hello everyone, welcome back to Financial News with Channel 4. My name is Ron Jankowski with Channel 4. My co-host is Paul Munico from Ameriprise Financial. Today's date is May 31st, 2022, and Paul's going to give us an update, hopefully, for what took place last week. And Ameriprise sent me what is taking place this morning, and I'll report that after yours.
Thanks, Ron. You know, the two things I seem to get asked all the time lately is, one, is the market going to turn around, and what's going on with inflation? So today I'm going to hit some data points on inflation, and we'll take it away from there.
Good.
So everyone's looking for evidence of easing inflation pressures. We did see stocks rally last week on Friday after the Commerce Department reported a modest decline in the core personal consumption expenditure. That's called the PCE deflator. Now the Federal Reserve's favorite inflation measure. Core PCE expanded just by a modest 0.3% in April, leading the year-over-year rate to ease to a positive 4.9% from its March pace of positive 5.2%. Now, 1 month's improvement should not be interpreted as evidence of a sustainable trend. However, the PCE decline follows signs of easing price pressures on other key categories and some other measures. Durable goods, now those are items such as autos, appliances, and furniture. They have been a key contributor to the surge in inflation pressure over the last year. The last 2 months, however, durable goods price pressures have slowed considerably. Additionally, prices for such commodities as lumber and metals have also been declining. Often, such moves are the first signs of future price easement at the producer levels. So some encouraging news there that we could potentially be losing some signs of inflation. I know everyone grocery shopping doesn't see that, and at the pump you don't see it yet, but these are some leading indicators that maybe we could be heading to a better place.
But the American people are saying, but what are you going to do for me today? They want relief today.
I want
relief
to
tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's not happening. But yes, as you said, the indicators are showing signs that maybe we will see some relief shortly.
Maybe. Yeah, that's the key word there.
The key word.
At least it's better than it could be. Like it's a good sign, but it's just an early sign.
Well, this morning's news is S&P 500 index futures are lower this morning after Friday's rally that broke a 7-week losing streak and was the best week since November 2020.
I mean, we needed that. You just said 7 weeks declining. That's a long time to be going down. So it was nice to get that pop in the market last week, and that's just the futures you reported. We still don't know how the day is going to close. Hopefully we can follow it up with some positive results this week.
We can only hope that day by day we'll see some slight improvement.
One day at a time.
Exactly. Markets in Asia closed mixed, but Shanghai was up over 1% on easing China lockdowns, and European markets mostly on the defensive, down about 1%.
What you reported there, the easing China lockdowns, is the best bit of news because that can hopefully get the global economy going again. So we'll see.
And the Treasury yields are higher following a big pullback last week. The 10-year is back to 2.83%. The 2-year is a 2.56%. WTI crude is rallying 3% over $118 a barrel.
Here we go again. We'll see.
Yep. And that's going to affect the pump prices on news of a European embargo on Russian crude. And gold is off 0.3%, and Bitcoin futures are up plus 1.5%. I pay no attention to Bitcoin. I don't trust it. I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't say that. But anyway, S&P 500 year-to-date index returns are a minus 12%. Dow Jones in the year-to-date index return is a minus 7%, and the same for NASDAQ is a 22.4% negative.
All negative. Last week helped a little bit to make those numbers look a little bit better. This week, like we've been saying, we just got to wait and see.
I hope you have a good topic for your money. We need some good news. Stay with us. We will be right back with our show called Your Money. Paul will have a good topic to share with us. And we're back with Your Money. Thank you for staying with us. We have a good topic, especially if you have aging parents. And how do you manage their finances? And Paul, I'm going to let you take that.
Thanks, Ron. I mean, that's the exact topic, what you need to know about managing aging parents' finances, which is more and more of an issue nowadays with people living longer and their kids stepping in to help the parents. So let's dive into it. You know, making financial decisions takes time, attention, and energy at any age. Now, in the case of elderly adults, it may become increasingly difficult to manage daily finances, particularly if their health is declining or they're experiencing a cognitive issue. If you're providing support to aging parents or plan to in the future, today we're going to go over some advice on how to handle the situation and prepare for what's to come. Now, first and foremost, don't wait to start talking about finances. Now, while it may be uncomfortable to ask your parents to discuss their finances with you, it's essential that you are familiar with their intentions for care and what plans they have in place. The first time you broach the subject, emphasize that you are looking for only a high-level overview so that you can have more peace of mind that your parents will be well cared for. Now, this initial conversation can help then set the groundwork for future discussions. Another tip is to create a contact list. So if your parents experience a sudden change in health that affects their ability to manage their own affairs, it's important to have a game plan for what happens next. If you anticipate stepping in to paying their bills, make insurance claims, and handle other financial tasks, start by asking your parents for a list of contact information for the professionals they work with and where their accounts are held. Keep in mind that you may need to be an authorized user or power of attorney to be allowed access to certain accounts. It's always a good advice to consult a lawyer to talk through what permission may be necessary for you to step in if the need were to arise. Next point to consider is build a support network. So what we mean by that is talk with siblings or other trusted family members about what a possible care plan could look like for your parents. Now, while this conversation can be tough to initiate, know that it's often easier to bring everyone together while your parents are still healthy and in good mental capacity. You'll need to discuss who can realistically provide support and in what way and what cost. Also consider proactively deciding who can drive your parents to doctor's appointments, manage financial affairs, care for their home, and handle other tasks. It can help to avoid strain on your time and energy down the road. Excuse me. Anticipate future lifestyle changes and challenges. Even if they aren't yet needed, explore the options and costs of various assisted living and memory care services. And check your parents' insurance policies to see if and how services might be covered. You may also want to decide whether their home or yours could be modified to provide additional space or comforts, such as wheelchair access. Also, knowing what choices exist and how your parents feel about each one can help you make future decisions with more confidence. You'll want to know your rights at work. So there is the Federal Family and Medical Leave Act of 1993, the FMLA. And this allows covered employees sometimes up to 12 weeks of unpaid leave to provide care for a family member with a serious health condition. Consult with your Human Resources Department to learn what your company's policies are for supporting employees who are caring for a parent and how to initiate a claim if you need to. Many employers have access to resources and support groups to help you manage your responsibilities at home and at work. Also, maintain momentum on your own financial goals. It's understandable to want to provide your parents with as much support as you can. But it's also prudent to look at your finances to see how much support you could provide, if it's needed, without jeopardizing your own retirement and future health care needs. In conclusion, it's hard to imagine, let alone talk about, what caring for an ill or aging parent may look like. For additional support in having family conversations, evaluating financial options, and creating a plan for your parents, you're going to want to contact your financial advisor and your current lawyer. These experts work day to day with families in similar situations and can help you take the necessary steps to feel more confident about your own planning.
Paul, that's excellent. I personally have been involved not too long ago with a very similar situation that you just recited. And I have two things that I know personally that a person should be focusing on is power of attorney, number one, getting the aging parent to agree to that, getting that settled, and or have a trust. And besides that, I created a book, was kind of the Bible of the family.
Right.
And all the contacts and all the investments, all the bank accounts were listed there. We knew where to go if something were to happen, or how do you pay for those bills, where that money's coming from. So everything you recited is excellent. And one should really, if you have aging parents, should really sit down, and you need that conversation with the siblings and get to a conclusion of power of attorney and a trust.
Right.
But it's so important anymore, because otherwise, parent is aging, there are health changes, and decisions cannot be made by that person. And as a result, there's lots of confusion.
Yep, everyone's situation is different,
Yeah.
but some basic estate planning and things you had mentioned, I mean, it's appropriate in most cases, but you need to see if it's appropriate for your own case. So that's why that conversation with your aging parents, while they still have mental capacity and are healthy and are doing well, that's the time to start that process involving in a lawyer should you need those documents that you mentioned. And in the very least, I like your idea of having a book. So someone needs something, what's the bank, what's this? It's all in there. Who's my main doctor? What's the phone number? So if you get thrust into a situation, you have a roadmap to follow.
Right, and the family does.
Right.
The siblings are wondering, are these things being taken care of? So that book is what I try to create, the answer to most questions, if not all.
Right, and that's what works for you, and it may work for most people, but may not work for all. So that's
No.
why you've got to have those conversations.
Yes.
I'm not an estate lawyer, but I am a financial advisor. So for the financial questions, if you're not working with someone, you can give me a call, and I can work to help you through that. My number is 708-226-3412.
Excellent. Thank you for bringing that topic, Paul. It's very, very important. For Paul Munichel with Ameriprise Financial and myself, Ron Jankowski with Channel 4, we wish you good investment day.